But speaking of the Bay Area, man, Haney and Tank, man, that feels like it's becoming Spence Crawford.
I think so. I think so, but there's a big difference because the Spence Crawford, it was like, I mean, it's definitely like that. It's definitely like that because both guys can,
that way.
and it's gonna get that way where this is gonna be what people are gonna want to do, you know. So it's exciting. This is why we love boxing.
Who would win, you think, if and when it happens?
Well, Tank always have a chance to hit and change the fight, but if according to how Haney designs it, which he's been doing in all his fights, you know, in the recent fights that we've seen him, I think Haney beats him by the jabs and the distance. You know, he's mastered the art of hit and run. You know, and that's very difficult to do, especially that he's way taller than Tank. And Tank knows that he needs to go in there and do it, and it might open him up a little bit. But that's something that we want to watch. You know, that's something that we as fans, you know, it's a must for us. But I mean, I think personally, Tank will always have a puncher's chance because of his power. But the design of Haney and the way he fights is very difficult to get into that, and to have the probability of landing his big shots.
Do you actually, I know you actually gave the edge to Haney, but do you actually appreciate Tank more because, like you, he's one of those great punchers?
I've always been a big fan of fighters with power, and fighters that make the fights, you know. And so I mean, I've always appreciated those kind of fighters, you know, with power, who sees things and make things happen.
And just Joshua Ngannou, man, do you think Joshua's gonna atone for boxing? Because that couldn't have been a good look for boxing. Fury getting put on his butt against Ngannou, and yeah, what do you think?
I think that there was a slight underestimation for MMA fighters.
Yes.
You know, but I think that with Joshua's jabs and his experience in the ring, I think that it will be an easier fight for him than when you know, Joshua's going to be easier fight for himself.
Yeah.
You know, and it's going to be a very hard fight for Ngannou than fighting Fury, because Joshua has that straight, that distance, and Ngannou's not the guy to press you over and over to take away your distance and stuff like that. You know, he's gonna be there, hands up, and you know, you never know. That's the thing about heavyweights, though. You never know. Like I'm torn, but you know, and like when I think about it, analyzing it, but I think that Joshua and his jab and his experience is gonna take the fight.
Did you cross paths with Ngannou in the gyms in Vegas? I know
I
DLA.
have.
Okay.
I have. You know, he's a nice guy. He's a really nice guy. So, you know, very respectable guy, and he's a very talented guy as well. You know, so yeah.
And then just lastly, man, Rolly and Ryan.
That's a great fight,
yeah.
man. I think it's a fight that's like fan friendly, entertaining. You know, from Rolly and Ryan. I mean, you got all these people with their fans and stuff like that. This is an entertaining fight, and it's a fight that I think is gonna sell the crowd. It's gonna sell the whole arena.
Who wins?
Well, you know, again, the awkwardness that Rolly has is very difficult to fight. And if you make a mistake, he can take the lights out. You know, and then of course with a better boxing ability, going with Ryan. But the way he was fighting his last fight, I think that Rolly, if I have to base them on his last fight and both of their last fight, I think it's a 50-50.
Did you not like the shoulder roll for Ryan?
The shoulder roll wasn't a shoulder roll, you know.
Back roll?
It was a back roll or something. It was a side roll. You know, he opened himself up for a lot of things. Good thing the guy just kept throwing overhand brothers and going right down the middle like Floyd would have done. You know, you know, or anybody would have done, because when you go over and you're kind of leaning forward, it's just right there. It's just right there. If you go over, you know, his head's over here, or you guys just right down the middle, you know. But I think he's gonna learn how to do it, you know, now that he's with Floyd. But I think the fight in itself is an entertaining fight. The fight in itself is a fight that people are gonna want, and they're very competitive.
Oh, so you think Floyd's gonna give him the shoulder roll for real? Like,
if he learns how to do it, it's you know, he's gonna be a very formidable and formidable fighter, and a fighter that will create a greater future for himself if he is able to learn that skill.
Thank you so much, Nonito. I took too much of your time, bro.
No, not at all, brother.
Rachel
It's good
left.
seeing you.
Rachel left mid-interview.
I
She
probably got some drinks, because I used to grab her some drinks, but yeah.
always a great catching up with the legend himself, man. Thank you,
Thank you,
Nonito.
brother. Thank you.
Thank you.